Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am coming to you with some breaking news for all of you who don't already know. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. Gotta fix that pillow. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you so much for your continued support. My DMs, my Facebook, my email box has been inundated with the news about Jay. And so we're going to go ahead. I am going to read this straight from the magazine, and then I'm going to do a little search and see if I can find articles that say something different. As many of you all know, U.S. Magazine released just a short while ago. Hold on, let me find my mouse. Okay. So, according to U.S. Magazine News, it says 90 Day Fiance star Jay Smith is in ICE custody, facing deportation amid divorce from Ashley Martson. So, allegedly, Jay has broken a PFA, okay? We're going to go ahead on, so it says 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After star Jay Smith is in the custody of the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement amid his divorce from Ashley Martson, U.S. Weekly confirms. The Jamaican native, 21, has been detained at New York County Prison in Pennsylvania. Intouch Weekly, which broke the news, reported that Smith, whose real name is Conroy St. Christopher Smith, turned himself in to authorities after learning that he had a warrant out for his arrest, stemming from an alleged violation of a protection from abuse order that Martson, 31, placed against him on Monday, July 1. So here we going into the independence of our country. We're celebrating on July 4th the independence of our country, and Jay has lost his independence from our country. This mofo locked up, okay? Wow. So let me keep reading. So we're gonna go to In Touch, and we're gonna get the connection from there, okay? So she filed this Monday, all right? And Jay found out that he had the warrant out for him, and he turned himself in. Before surrendering to ICE custody, Smith posted a cryptic video on his Instagram stories about himself listening to a song about someone turning themselves in. Smith moved from his native country to Martson's hometown of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania in 2018 after they met and fell in love. That ain't no love. He legally entered America under a K-1 visa, which requires a foreigner to marry his or her U.S. citizen petitioner within 90 days of entry. Otherwise, they have to deport the country. The couple tied the knot in May of 2018, which fell within the 90-day period, but Martson never filed to adjust Smith's status. Martson filed for divorce from Jay in January, not long after he started a GoFundMe campaign to raise $5,000. $5,000 is the key number, isn't it? To get a place to stay. She withdrew the paperwork less than 2 weeks later, but filed for divorce again in April. After the second filing, Martson told U.S. that, or Us Weekly, or Us Magazine, that she was devastated and called the pair's marriage real. Later that month, she wrote on her Instagram stories, "We're much better off as friends." As viewers of the TLC reality series know, Smith was caught on a dating app on Tinder after his wedding to Martson. She found out on the June 23rd episode that he had been unfaithful a second time when he hooked up with another woman in the barbershop bathroom. Martson kicked Smith out of her home on the Sunday of June 30th. The episode subsequently called the police to report that he had been in the U.S. illegally. Us Weekly has reached out to TLC and Martson for comment. I guess they ain't made no comment. But I did get a snippet of something that she put out on Instagram and indicating some bullcrap, frackanacka bullcrap, okay, about this being the saddest day of her life and how, she's just really saddened by this and this ain't nothing but heartbreak. Girl, this is what the hell you have been screaming on every episode that we have watched. Every episode that we watched, this bitch has been wanting him deported. She didn't file his paperwork, in my opinion, and allegedly because she didn't want him to be here, according to her. This is what she said on the episodes. You can't take it back and say you didn't say it because, damn it, you said it. You said it, that's all right. You told the dudes at the barbershop, that's all right. His ass is getting deported. So I don't know what Jay did in order to violate the protection order. I don't even know if he violated the protection order. But you get what you get. So we're going to go to In Touch Weekly, y'all. We're going to go ahead on and read what In Touch Weekly said about it since they were the ones who broke the news. Okay, so let's go on to In Touch Weekly and find out exactly, what In Touch Weekly. So they say Jay Smith is in custody and facing. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this down and we're going to, I guess, watch this together, okay? So I don't know, let me look at it first. Hold on, y'all. So according, that's for some reason that's not coming up. So let me just move on. So it says here, this is the thing that I got from a clip that somebody sent me. Ashley said, mark my words, this is the hardest day of my life. I can't believe this is how it ended. The amount of sadness I'm feeling is unfathomable. There is no celebrating over here, just pure heartbreak. Girl, you are probably rejoicing. You and Destiny are probably popping bottles. I don't know how you can say that this is not what you wanted. This is exactly what you wanted. When a woman goes to court, okay, here's the thing. You all know my story. And for those of you who don't know my story, I too have wait a minute. I went through domestic violence in a long relationship that I was in. When I went down there and filed my protection order, okay, this is my damn story. And I filed my protection order, I knew what the hell I wanted. I wanted that the first time he walks his ass on my property, or the first time that he comes within a certain feet of me, I wanted his ass locked up. And I wanted him locked up because he was a violent person. And I would meet him right there. I wasn't scared. I'd take it to the chin, take it to the head, take it to the arm, whatever I needed to do. Your auntie was fighting her ass off. I wasn't going to let anybody just put their hands on me and do what they want to do with me and then come back and say, oh, I love you. No, the first time you raise your hand to put your hand on me, it's an issue, okay? abuse starts in many different ways. It's not always, the physical doesn't always happen immediately. It's a slow walk process. It's a process that that other person or whoever the perpetrator is, they slowly walk you through it. Now, we watched Ashley on television, Ashley and Jay on television. When I looked at it, now I don't know what the hell y'all saw, but when I looked at it, I saw Ashley put the pause on this mofo. Point blank and period. I didn't see anything different than that. I saw him try to defend himself. I saw him trying to hold her back. And that's what I saw. Now, maybe your television showed you something differently. So Jay had said that there were many different reasons why he wanted to, he felt like he had the right to cheat. Cheating is never cool. It's never acceptable. If you decide that you want to cheat on somebody, you need to just be straight up and get out of the relationship. But Ashley had the power of his green card in her hand. And when she did not get what she wanted out of Jay, according to Ashley on TLC, okay? Now, I'm just reporting this. This ain't no damn copyright strike in here, okay? Ain't no copyright infringements. I'm reading from a magazine. This is my disclaimer. This video is news reporting, damn it. I'm reporting the news, okay? Thank you, YouTube, for always having my back. So we watched Ashley on TLC, say that she didn't file for his adjustment in status because he had cheated on her. She said she wasn't going to do it. She didn't give a damn about him. And frankly, she wanted his ass deported back to Jamaica. She mentioned it multiple times. So when she filed for that protective order, she knew exactly what it is that she wanted. Her goal, according to what we have seen on TLC, was to get Jay deported back. We watched her sit on the sofa and make a telephone call to the authorities, okay? To the authorities. And she indicated in that telephone call that Jay was an illegal immigrant. Although Jay had married her. And he was waiting for his adjustment of status. I don't know if Ashley's booty just stank. I don't know if it feel like cold peas. I don't know if it's like cold to the touch. I don't know if she's cold to the touch. I don't know if she's just an evil, conniving individual. But when you got 3 men who have been with you and all 3 of them loved you enough to propose to you, and all 3 of them motherfuckers cheated, to me, it ain't them, it's you. And sometimes when it's you, it's okay for it to be you. You need to regroup and do something different. And from what I have been seeing and what I've been hearing, she hasn't done anything different. Jay indicated in a video, okay, that's up on YouTube, and thank you for all of those who recorded it for me and sent it to me. Jay indicated in an interview that she cheated as well. See, again, like I said, abuse, you get slow walk through the abuse. So for her to make a statement and later retract it and say, I can't believe this is how it ended, this is exactly how you set it up to end. You did not follow his adjustment of status because you wanted him to be an illegal mofo living in the United States. How could you make that statement? No wonder you retracted it. Then she goes on to say, the amount of sadness I'm feeling is unfathomable. When was this? Was this when you was on the cruise, off the cruise, when you was on the beach, off the beach, when you was with the fellas, when you wasn't with the fellas? Because see, all of this stuff can be validated by videos. We done seen them all. We done clipped them, copied them, just in case you want to come back and say it didn't happen. Okay? Just just in case you want to come back and say it didn't happen. Since Jay is not a United States citizen, he was placed in ICE custody. The tattoo artist moved from his native country in Jamaica to Ashley's hometown. This. Now, this is the same girl that said, okay, that he was illegally here. So why isn't ICE going after her for having someone here in the country in her home illegally? For paying someone. Now, she sat there on a video or on TLC and tried to pay the mofo off. In the episode that we getting ready to see, it looks like, now I'm going to say it looks like, and I'm reporting the news, saying if you don't sign these divorce papers, okay, then you ain't getting no money. What do you call that? So you strong arm somebody? What? You strong arm somebody to give you a divorce? You pay the money to do it? So that means that he ain't signed the divorce papers on his own volition or on his own free will. If that happened. I'm just saying if. Because we haven't seen the episode yet. But we did hear her on a video say that she gave an illegal person who she knew was in the country illegally, allegedly, money because they couldn't get the money. He couldn't legally make the money. So she took the money, gave him half, and put him up in an apartment. So you knew that this person was in this country illegally, but as long as they was giving you that dick, it didn't make a difference to you. As long as you thought y'all was going to get back together, it didn't make a difference to you. But as soon as you found out that it was some chick that he was messing with that was outside. Now, again, I'm not condoning his cheating because I think that cheating is absolutely disgusting. But I think what's more disgusting is when you allow a mofo to cheat, you take him back, he cheats on you again, you take him back, he goes on Tinder, he swipes left, he swipes right, you take him back, and then you act like you don't know who he is. This mofo has already shown you multiple times who the hell he is. And you didn't want to believe him. You didn't want to believe him. So now he's in custody. And you're getting what you have said over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. Now, according to some things that I picked up, she got an arrest record too. So let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Let me Google this. Let's see. He sure should have. You are absolutely correct. Who's that? Lady T? Lady T said Jay messed up. Should have kept it in his pants until he secured permanent status. Yeah. Because Ashley had already made up her mind that he was there. I know somebody sent it to me. Let me think of who sent it to me. Is it in my Gmail account? Let's find that. I guess she finally did believe Jesus, that Jay would cheat. Let's see. I know y'all sent it to me because y'all such good nieces and nephews. Y'all send me everything. Let's see. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Let's see if this is it. One of my subscribers sent me this a couple of days ago, and I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to bleep out some of the stuff, and I'm definitely not going to tell their name. They say, "Good morning, Auntie. I pray you are being blessed and highly favored on this beautiful day. Auntie, I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for considering not reviewing Ashley and Jay anymore on the reviews. As a black woman who is watching daily, our black and brown boys and men are getting shot and killed like dogs by police, and there is no accountability being held against them. I was horrified and appalled to see Ashley put her hands on this black man. He leaves the house without incident, and she still called the police on him. I have a serious issue with that, Auntie. And like you said, she didn't say anything about love when speaking to those men in the barbershop. They could have shot him dead because she made a point of telling them that he was illegal. Auntie, right now it is not safe for him here, and she knows that. And I feel that she is a liar and a manipulator. Auntie, I'm just so angry because she knows that her being a white woman is an advantage when calling the law. She had no concern for his life. I don't care if he cheated with 200 women. She was out of line putting her hands on him. Honestly, Auntie, I stopped watching them. I only know what's going on when you do the review. I really just feel, Auntie, she should not be covered at all. Love you, Auntie, and I have been with you. I didn't like what she tried to do to you last season with those pictures. But you know all your nieces and nephews had your back. Even if you continue to review them, I'm not going anywhere. You are the best, and I'm always going to log on and watch you. Thank you for taking time to read this email. Signed, one of my humbled nieces. I am really going to take this email into consideration. Given the current events, y'all, I just don't know if I could do it anymore. Knowing that this boy has been deported and shipped up out of here, and the circumstances that's surrounding it, I don't know if I could do this anymore with them. It's one thing with Colty and Larissa. You know, Colty too is using his ability to speak the language better. And so whatever he articulates to the police, Larissa can't. Because Larissa is based, you know, she's on emotions and all of that kind of stuff. And did Colty want her deported? Did he try to deport Larissa? I don't know. I really don't know. But she seems to be okay. She'd have moved on with another man, but he isn't. I don't think that he had the wisdom. And I don't really want to make it a black-white issue, even though we can make it a black-white issue. But this is not the first couple in 90 Day Fiance history who has used their American status to get a person deported. This is just the first person who didn't file for the adjustment of status. A week ago, I did a review on Fernanda's story. Jonathan, I believe, wanted her deported. Colty, we've heard, said that, basically, by his own admission, wanted her deported. Debbie has said that she wanted Larissa deported. So this isn't the first time that we have heard this. So although we know the plight of African Americans in this country, we now know the plight of immigrants in this country. If we make it a bigger issue. Now, y'all see my skin. So I'm not brushing away that it could be a race thing. But I want us to look at the bigger story here. Because the bigger story is just on power and control of somebody's life through a visa. Somebody who wants to come over here and live a better life. Now, we grin and we giggle and we have a ball talking about 90 Day Fiance. We truly do. Yes, Jay is a black man, and I have talked about it on here, and I've talked about the plight of African American men. But at this point, we've got to look at the K-1 visa process, y'all. That joint is jacked up. It's one-sided as hell. It's a bigger story with this than race. I have viewers from all over the world. Every color, every creed, every religion, every sex, transgenders, lesbians. I have them all. And as a human being, I embrace all of you all. We know that there are things that are happening. We see this example. And as disgusted as we are, and my viewer is with this, she ain't the first, and damn it, she won't be the last. She will not be the last person to use their power and the right to call the cops. Because at the end of the day, she had the right to call the cops. Was it right morally? Nah, that's where we stand to differ. But she had a right as a U.S. citizen to call the police on Jay. And if Jay violated the protective order, then he needed to go to jail. Unfortunately, him going to jail meant he's going to be in the custody of ICE. We got to see both sides. And I totally agree with you. I feel every sentiment. And I love you, Bookie, Bookie, Boo. I love all of y'all. But if I'm going to be fair in this particular journalistic story, she had a right to call. There are people who are on both sides of the coin. And some people that you talk to who will never ever understand or agree with you on everything. It's the truth. Ashley felt like what he did to her was criminal. That she had a right to call the police because he was on her property for 2 seconds longer than she wanted him to be. This is very emotional for me. I ain't even ate. I haven't even eaten anything. Not like my fat ass can't go without a meal, but I need a meal. But this is very emotional to me because I too know her story and I know his story too. I gotta think about this. Like, I'm gonna have to sleep on this and table this. But this to me is disgusting. But again, Ashley ain't the first one that did it. We see it with Cole and Larissa. Larissa done been to jail twice and her ass about to go a third time. We about to look at that too. Is Colty manipulating the system? Is he, y'all? Is Coty manipulating the system? Was Jonathan with Fernanda trying to manipulate the system? See, because you ain't got but 90 days to get to know the mofo. You really don't know them. And if you don't file for that adjustment of status, then their asses is stuck. I want to be reading some of y'all comments. Just really, really quickly. If I wasn't just getting home from work, I would open up the mofo phone lines. Because I think this worthy of opening up the phone lines. Thank you, Carmen Matos, for the $10 super chat. Auntie, I'll email you my story. I can relate. Thank you, Lucia. The abuse of the immigration system. I agree. I fear for Jay. Auntie, I'm at work. How you doing, love goddess? I feel sorry for Coty's wife. That K-1 visa is like modern day slavery. I agree, my chocolate thunder. Because if you don't do what they ask you to do, then you face the possibilities and the real possibilities of deportation. This is the first time in 90-day history that we've actually seen someone. I love you too, Charles. I love you, baby. I love you too, the interviewer. Yes. Did Colt send Larissa paperwork? I think so, budget girl. If you don't do what they tell you to do, then you face the real possibility of being deported. And now, having seen this, Audrey, if you want your comments shown, do not use the S word. Audrey must be new. Hi, Audrey, girl. Don't you be using no S word on Auntie's channel, girl. Get yourself together, girl. Love you loads, Auntie. Sending love from California. Love you too, Beth. Audrey, S-H-I-T, sugar honey iced tea, boo. Don't use it on my channel. Okay, that's the only word you can't use in mother, you know what. Okay, I think so, Susan Yu. She says white people are in general not aware of their privilege. And it's not their fault. Like, it's not your fault how you're born. It's not your fault whether you know, like, you don't know what you're coming in the world to be. I think the system has been systematically set up to not favor people of color, and it's just that way. It doesn't mean that my girlfriend who is pregnant and I'm about to be the honorary godmother, when she and I are together, to me we're just friends. Like, when I rub her belly with her baby in it, she's my friend. And her husband is my friend, and her family, I'm connected to her family. I don't look at her and say, my white friend. She's my friend. All of my friends who are of different ethnicities and come from different cultures, they're just my friends because they're my friends. I don't sit around and say, so... You're from Nairobi, okay? So you know what African, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that you do because you just love people because you love people. So, you know, we can easily take things and make it about race. I don't think that it's even though we know that, see, if you have noticed, let me just go ahead and keep it 100 because I need to eat, and I'm going to go ahead and keep it 100. If you notice, I've never called Ashley prejudice. I've never said that Ashley was racist. I've never said it because I don't believe that she is. I believe that she's just not educated on history. And I think she's not educated on current events because they don't knock on her door. And for a lot of people who die in tragic motorcycle accidents, it doesn't bother them. It's not something they think about because it hasn't knocked on their door. But for me, I can closely relate to that because that's how I lost my dad at 23 years old to a tragic motorcycle accident. So when they talk about helmets and they talk about the safety of motorcycles, that interests me because that's something that I can relate to. Ashley cannot relate to what is happening to Jay or what could happen to Jay. Do I think that she's racist? I don't. I think that ignorance is where she's coming from. And I think that if you're going to be dating someone, especially when you're dating interracial, because come on, y'all know Auntie has dated white men. I've dated Spanish men, you know what I'm saying? I've dated them. And I've dated African American men. But even when I was dating, I didn't date with blindfolds on. I knew that when we got the funny looks in the store, I recognized when certain things would happen. I would see, sisters gritting on me. And people from, who, you're not ignorant, but you have to educate yourself when you decide that I'm going to date outside my race. But love to me can beat all of those stereotypes and all of those boundaries and all of those hang-ups we want to put on each other. And so that's why I don't want to make this a race issue. I think it's just an issue of the K-1 visa, not race. Now, yes, did I come out here and talk about what could have happened to J.E.? Because historically, that's what happens to African American men. But if you go back and you look at the video, I also said that Ashley needs to educate herself. She needs to educate herself and know that if I call the police in this predominantly white area, there could be problems for him in the future. That's all. Thank you, Jen Woodward, for the $1.99 super chat. So before we get on here and we divide ourselves, what did you say? It definitely is a race issue. She's using her status as an excuse. Jewel, that's your opinion about it. And you know what? I'm not going to knock it because you know what? That's your opinion. That's how you feel. That's your reality. That makes it real to you. But what I don't want us to do is allow this show or anything else that happens on this show to divide us on this channel. We are united. We are family, and we always have been. Okay, Jay was no saint, but she knew she held his status in U.S. in her hands. That's what I'm saying. He pissed her off, and she did not file paperwork. It's sick and twisted. Absolutely. You wrapped it up. What's your name, boo-boo? What is your name? Erin Wait. Exactly. It wasn't race. It's the K-1 visa process. Y'all don't make it about that. Do we have to talk about some things that are a little bit difficult? Yes. Are some of these things going to rub us the wrong way? Yes. But I truly don't think that Ashley is racist, as well as I didn't think Jay was. I think Jay was equal opportunity booty getter, okay? Whoever booty he could get, he could get. And you love who you love. And we can't be boxed in because of race. And I don't want us to even make it that way in the comment sections with each other, because at the end of the day, whether you have an icon or not, we love one another because we are commonly brought together by a show that we all enjoy. And so let's not make it about that. Let's make it about she had the authority, okay, with the K-1 visa, by her not filing that status. Okay, Dainty Virgo, IMO, Ashley is the stereotypical white woman. One of the black man thought she was going to have her way in all things, and when it didn't go her way, she used her privilege as a means to control. Ashley wanted not a black man, Ashley wanted a man. See, that's what who happened. Ashley wanted a man who happened to be black. And if any of those men, okay, had done what they did to Ashley, she would have did it. I don't really believe that it had anything to do with that. I really do believe that. So I don't want nobody going out there and saying, Auntie said this. I'm hoping that I'm very clear on what I've said. I think that this is very unfortunate. I think that she did not file for his adjustment of status, because when she found out that the mofo was cheating, okay? Because I've heard from Ashley's, is it the second baby daddy? I think it's the second baby daddy. Yeah, I think it's the second baby daddy. Or was it the first baby daddy? I don't know. I've heard from one of Ashley's former baby daddies. And the story that he told me about her, y'all, if I brought that to the forefront, she'd be flagging all my stuff. She's just not a nice person. She's not a good person. In my opinion, she's just not a good person. And it has nothing to do with race. Because he wasn't black. That's exactly, what is that, KGS? Ashley is doing the same thing Coty did. Use their power as the American to manipulate the foreigner. That's what I said earlier. Once it doesn't work for them, they want to deport them. It's not right. It shows how ignorant and disgusting a person can be. And that was from CC Scott. Absolutely. There are 490 people. That means it's double. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. There should be no reason why it's 151 thumbs up on here when it's almost 1,000 people on this mofo. Okay. Thank you, Alvy Martinez, for the $1.99 super chat. So somebody decides that they want to write, somebody named Voided NPC wrote Nigger. Spell it out correctly, baby. If that's what you want to call me, if that's what you think I am what you think I am. But here's the thing though, boo. Where's the love from your mama? Because see, if you loved your mama, you wouldn't come out here. And guess what? At the end of the day, there's no sting in that word anymore for me. You can call me a nigger. It doesn't make a difference to me what you call me, because at the end of the day, the hate and the bitterness is in you, boo. So if you want to come out here and call me all kinds of N-words, it doesn't make a difference to me, because at this point, you can't touch me. Ain't a daggone thing you can do to me. You're not going to break me. You're not going to make me hate because you hate. All right? I'm not going to hate because you want to put that word out there, boo. Okay? I have too much love in me. I'm too intelligent to hate based on skin color. So when you come out there and you put that word out there, for me, it just shows you where you are, boo. It shows you how your mama treated you. It shows me how, all the devastation that you've been through in your life. It's okay, Mary. It's okay. It was meant for me to see that. It was meant for me to see that. And that's why I don't want us as viewers of this show to make this a race issue. It's not a race issue. It's a power issue. It's not about that. We've never seen her call him out his name. We've never seen that. So we have no evidence of that. So I don't want us to be saying that. That's all I'm saying, y'all. We family. And I wanted to make sure I came out here and broke this story. Again, like I said, Ashley got exactly what she wanted. She wanted him deported because you know what? He was just doing things with others. Thank you, Candy D, for the $10 super chat. Thank you. People say things like that and then have the nerve to say black people make everything about race. Yeah, I don't make everything about race because I got too many friends from too many different places for me to be, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And even when sometimes I find myself as an older woman, I find myself saying things about people that, that sometimes it's like, okay, it's kind of stereotypical. I have to check myself. I really do. I have to check myself. Yes, he did, Tabitha. He turned himself in because he found he had violated the protection order. And again, like I said, I've had a protection order out, against a gentleman that I was dating for like 6 years. And I had to put it, so I know what it is when you have to do it. I know the devastation that is happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? So he is for sure getting deported. It sure looks like this is Zipporah. I really wish I could open up the phone lines, but y'all, I'm hungry. hungry. I got some Lido's pizza here. I ain't even ate it. I have not eaten since like 8 o'clock. Well, Auntie, he posted on Instagram and she called, but Auntie, he posted on IG and she called the police. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's it's a domestic thing. It's all about control. She had control over him. But wasn't what you say, boo? But wasn't she the one that assaulted him? Yes, but he didn't file, and she did. He didn't. He's not smart. He didn't use it to his system. To use this to his advantage. He really did not use this to his advantage. We have heard stories that 90 Day Fiance people have said that if you can prove domestic violence that you can stay. He didn't use it. Poochie was going off on Instagram today, Auntie. Love Goddess, I told Poochie I finally have accepted Poochie's Instagram invite. And I let Poochie know, Rain or whatever her name is, that I'm available to interview with her anytime. If you can get in contact with her in her inbox, you let her know that Auntie is available. I will put my number down in the my new. You are right about that, because if he would have filed, he could have used that to his advantage. Yeah, but he not smart. He think he know everything. He wanted to play games, both of them. He thought it was all a kiki and all of that stuff until he witness did something up in somebody's bathroom. But anyway, as I was saying, if you can get in contact with Rain, you let her know that I'm available for her to interview and to vent and do whatever she wants. Auntie, then why do you keep saying black people are getting shot like crazy when that is not true? I'm black and I never ran into a cop trying to kill me. Well, that may be you, but I've had two of my friends who I watched get killed in cold blood by a police officer. And I work with law enforcement. So just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's happened. I watched it for myself. And we've seen on the news repeatedly that happens. We can't say that doesn't happen, Chris. Did I hear someone say his mom was a drug abuser? Oh, I don't know. That's right, Danity. You said I haven't experienced it either, but it happens. Yeah, it happens. We can't act like it doesn't happen. Somebody said, Lady T said, Chris Jones, do you watch the news? Do you? Chris Jones may not, Chris just lucky. That's right. That's right. He's just lucky. Auntie, you are so patient. I can't with Chris. Urban Frugal Chick. Let me tell you, I love each and every one of you all. And I don't want anybody on this page offended. And I don't want anybody, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Rochelle Rivas, for the $5 super chat. Love you, Auntie. And Ashley will get her. She will. I don't want anybody. Poochie Kayla is Jay's sister. I don't want anybody offended on this channel, and I don't want anybody to misunderstand what has happened. I mean, I'm telling you, I've gotten so many emails and everything. My daughter was like, okay, Mom, you driving at this point. And you, like, I mean, like I'm calling people, calling Mary in the grocery store. What is going on on these streets? And I wanted to give a voice, especially as an older woman and as an African-American woman, to just help people process through it. It's not a race issue, y'all. And yes, we do have to talk about what is going on and what the reality of it is. But at the same time, y'all, that girl don't put that on that girl. Is she silly? Yeah. Is she dumb? Yeah. Did she make a bad decision? Absolutely. Absolutely she did. In our opinion. But you'll never know a mofo till you live with them. And I ain't never had a man that, I went to a barbershop and found out. So I ain't trying to make no excuses for the girl. I'm just trying to keep it all the way 100, okay? For the crowd. But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead on and stop talking about this. So your auntie can go ahead and get me something to eat. Hit me up on aunties2cents@gmail.com if this is something that you really want to talk about. I do see some stories in here. And you know what, y'all, we can go ahead and talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's all love. And you know what? Well, as a family, as a 90-day fiance family, we will get through this. And I don't want anybody to place blame on TLC because at the end of the day, TLC is doing a show. Sharp Entertainment is doing a show. The way that these people live off screen and on screen has nothing to do with them. They are there to record this for our entertainment purposes. I am here to report this for your entertainment purposes. But you know what? Sometimes their lives touch our lives and our lives touch theirs. When I was going through some things that, you know, on Instagram, many of them reached out to me for support behind the scenes. And I really did appreciate all of that support. And so what I want to do is be able to lend that same support to you all and lend that same support to, you know, TLC and Sharp Entertainment. We can't put the blame on them and say they need to do this and they need to do that, because at the end of the day, they're just reporting and recording a television show. They ain't got time to be doing no damn marriage counseling. That's not TLC's, you know, that's not their job. Their job is to just show what, you know, what's happening, okay? So anyway, y'all, I know tonight we having Life After Lockup, but I'm going to be coming out here and doing a couple of other stories and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But you all have a great Friday, and if I don't talk to you, have a great 4th of July. Love you all. Oh, what you say, boo? Auntie, I'm a new subscriber, and I've been listening and watching you for 2 days now. I don't know why. I'm just now finding you, but you're awesome. Thank you so much, Danny D. Virgo, and welcome to the family. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.